Good morning, welcome everybody. My name is Chrissy and today is the 15th of May and I thought I'd pop on and do a little prediction reading, and for anyone new to my channel, I just let my guys channel through to you, so stay watching because there could be a message in here you're meant to receive today. For everybody else, I'll just get started and I'll just close my eyes and we'll see what comes through. Now they're showing me that we're taking care of connections. So it's like we're reconnecting lines. So it's almost like if you're doing mapping work and you put your pins into the like capital cities or wherever, we're doing our pin lines. So it's like we're putting this thread to that dot, this thread to that dot. And this is that reconnecting. It's like synapses in your brain. These are the connecting parts of the brain, and this is what it could be relating to as well, that we've kind of already joined all the dots together and we've kind of mapped things out. So this is kind of what the guides are showing me today, that we're because of where our headspace is and because we're awake, we're able to connect things. So this is reaching further and further and further for us. This is you watching this video because we've joined a lot of the dots already. We've got the sort of string lines and we're joining dot to dot to dot to dot, and this is branching out now on our sort of map of, I guess you could call it like the map of truths, and we're still going further. We're going further. We're still joining a lot of dots, and I think if you're out there watching this, you know that we're constantly still getting information coming to us that is not only shocking but is becoming truths, because we never had that real sort of concrete evidence, and now a lot of things are starting to come out. Now when Parliament and people in government are having debates on these topics about the reset and the agendas and the things moving forward, we know that these are truths. So we have to take every little thing as a truth. So any bit of information is like a huge bonus for us because everything was so hidden, whereas now, like I've always said, it's bubbling to the surface. So we're still connecting all the dots. So we've got our strings and we're connecting the dots, and things are starting to make sense and things are starting to add up, and where our little map of truths is really expanding. And that's the visual image that the guides are giving me today, that we're really seeing an enormous amount of truths now. And it's saying, if anything, it's like bringing our courage up now, because it's giving us more strength. It's giving us more courage to speak out. I mean, it's showing like good stability as well. But courage is something they're saying to me that can be a little shaky. And I know, having been through this process, and I know you guys have been through the same sort of things that I have, we were very squashed a lot during all of this, and we were told we were conspiracy theorists and that it's all nonsense and none of that's true, and what are you talking about, and you look ridiculous, from probably family, friends. I know I lost all my friends, as you know. I know you guys have too, a lot of you. And that's where our courage became a little shaky, but it's not anymore. Our courage is, sort of the guides are saying, is beyond measure, because most people who are waking up, and I talk about that mid-group that's waking up now, they don't know how to react to this. So you've got a picture that, I've talked about this a lot, that people are looking now towards you as the light, and the one that's kind of pulling that rope. I talk about saving, people and helping them to find out the information, and we're pulling them with that rope. You throw them that life buoy and you're helping people to stay afloat, and you're pulling them in with the rope. This is what I'm getting now, and that's why we're the ones. It's that courage and strength that we had in the very beginning of this whole process that gave us that stability, because we're not shaky anymore. We are, oh God, I would say 100%, even beyond that, probably 150%. Know that this crap and nonsense is going on, and they're trying to roll out these agendas and these resets, and they're wanting to just steamroll all over people. But we see it. We're the ones that had the courage to first stand up. So people are kind of, it's not really that they're looking for our guidance. It's like I said, they're looking for that light. It's like they're in the dark tunnel. I talked about it the other week. And they're looking for that tiny speck of light at the end of the tunnel. And that's where we're all standing. We're outside that tunnel. I've talked about that before. We're in the daylight. We're living our life. We're enjoying simple moments. We've got the sun shining on us. And they're still trapped in that darkness. This is the people waking up. So they're not all just coming out of the tunnel. They're still looking towards that light. And that's what I'm getting. That's why we're the ones that had that courage to first stand up. So people are now trying to, when I talk about these soul breakdown processes in the awakening process, they're trying to get their courage up to find their voice. And the guides are showing me, it's like a horror movie. They're showing me when someone has their mouth sewn up, and they can't get the words out. You know, it's like a horrific horror movie. People are really scared, petrified, frozen, because they feel their life is turning into a, excuse the French, effing horror movie. And I think we know it is. We're out of that movie now. And this is what I'm getting. Their mouths are like really sewn up. And they can't talk. It's like they've got no voice. And it's like they're frozen. You think of what fear does to you. If you're, you know, really scared and you think you've seen a ghost or something, just example, and you pull the covers up at night, you know, this is like kids when they get scared at night. They pull the cover up and they're really scared. And they can't talk. They can't scream. They can't get anything out. It's happened to my daughter before. I said, why didn't you yell out to me? And she goes, I couldn't get the words out. You know, it's like, we've all experienced that sort of feeling. It's like when you have a bad dream and you can hear yourself talking but no words are coming out. Well, this is what the people awakening that are waking up now are going through. They can't find their voice. Because I think what's happened, and I said that before, they're like shell shock. They've gone into shock. They now know that their world is collapsing before their very eyes, and this is steamrolling over the top of them, and they're trying to find that light at the end of that tunnel to get out. This is happening. This is happening. Wherever you're living, this is happening. And that's the message that I'm getting today, that we're the ones that had that courage. You know, this is what the representation of the flags on that mountain represented. We were the people that led that path out of this disastrous mess, because we saw it first. We had the veils lifted early. We had thrown our rose-colored glasses off, and we knew where this was heading. But now people are, well, I wouldn't say that they're stuck. It's not stuck. It's an energy of fear, overwhelm, dread, angst, and that's why they're showing me the mouth sewn up, because they're so scared and petrified that they can't even scream. It's like they can't even get any words out. And that's what I'm getting. And they'd probably be better off to have just a good yell. I used to tell my kids, if anyone grabs you, don't try and scream, because sometimes the scream doesn't come out. Just yell, oh, you idiot, and just get really cranky. So I used to feed my kids that sort of thing. And maybe that's what these kids, these people waking up need to have a good yell, especially at our parliamentary and government leaders, and just tell them off and get all that out. So at the moment, they feel like they've got no voice. And that's great, because that's what we want them to realize, that their voices are being shut, and they're being shut down, and they're having no say in their lives moving forward. Now, and yeah, that's what I'm definitely getting today. They're just showing me images of all of us standing outside the tunnel in that beautiful sunlight, feeling free, and just kind of, it's almost like, it's really weird. They're showing me like a really chilled energy. So all of you guys watching my video, we're all like out there sitting on the grass, sitting on the rocks, on the boulders, just relaxed, waiting for people to wake up. We're not scared. Like I said, our courage is up, but we're also in a much calmer, refrained, and very still place. Our energy has sort of, well, they're kind of saying the energy has subsided, but it's that energy of hypervigilance, worry, angst, all those things that we went through in the past. That's all subsided, and now we're in a really calm. It's almost like showing me, it's kind of weird, but they're sort of saying like it's a zen-like, but it's also like a hippie-like energy. So if you think about, hippies are really calm, and they're all chilled out, and they're everything doesn't worry them, and it's all sunshine and rainbows. Well, that's kind of the image they're giving me for us, which is great, because that shows how far that we've come in that last 2.5 years, that we've finally just become chilled out. Basically, it's not that we've physically turned into hippies, but our energy is they're showing me like really hippie like. It's like we've taken some drug, just as an example, not that we have smoked anything bad like that, I'm not encouraging that, but it's like we've taken something and it's just caused us to really chill out, man. And we're all just, but you know what it is? Oh, I just had Mrs. Wren just, that is so weird. Oh, that's a sign right there. Mrs. Wren, the brown wren, I always talk about my little wren birds, just popped on the railing outside and popped in and said hello and then flew back off. Oh my gosh. That's a synchronicity for me. But getting back to, and maybe the symbols about that, is this chilled out energy, is that we've got back into nature. We're finding our real inner strength. We're finding our calm places. We're finding the things that bring us joy and bring us back to life. And it's the happiness that we're feeling inside that is that euphoric. It's almost like, smoking some weed or pot or something like that. But it gives us a natural high. Oh, God, these guides do make me laugh, I tell you. So that's where we're at, outside the tunnel. We're all just chilling and kicking back and enjoying the sun. And this is great, because that means how far we've come. And I just saw my little wren out on the railing, a little brown one, which is Mrs. Wren, because the blue ones are the males. And that's where we're at today. Oh, I'm all excited seeing my synchronistic bird, my symbol of, strength and good feelings. So that's where we're at. We're like the hippies outside the tunnel, enjoying life. I love that image. That's really funny, isn't it? But we've brought colour back into our life too. When you think of, there's towns here in Australia, you've probably got them over there, called Byron Bay and places like this. You probably have heard of them, and they're very their symbol a lot is like the rainbow. So there's everything's very colourful. They have coloured elephant ornaments and dangling Tibetan flags, even like when you think of anything sort of hippie in that, or those kind of shops, there's a lot of colour. And I think that's again the symbol of that we've brought that colour back into our life, because we felt very dulled down, and now we're outside that tunnel and we're living like a joyous life. And that's just a beautiful image today that I want you to hold, that we're all out there just chilling out. It's great. I'll just see what else we get today, because we know where those people waking up are, and we've got our vote on Saturday, so God help that people get it right and get the independence in. But yesterday in Australia, just to remind anybody, if you didn't see my Facebook page, Chrissy Fitzgerald, Psychic Life Coach, I posted, there were heaps of protest marches again in Australia of people standing up and fighting back against these mandates and tyranny and these kind of things. And it was just fantastic. There were thousands and thousands of people still standing up. And I honestly don't think it was a lot of the people that were doing it before. But I think there's a lot of new people standing up, and that's pretty promising. And that's just here in Australia. I don't know what's happening where you guys are all living. Maybe comment below and tell me. Oh, and while I think of it today, I just wanted to hop on as well and share a couple of you guys. I was talking yesterday about the New World Order and how we could name our new world, because we're not part of the New World Order. We're like anti-New World Order, really. I haven't thought of a name yet. I'm so hopeless. I'm sorry. I'm going to write it down below, though, on that video. But some of you guys... someone was telling me in Canada about they had a term called fringe world, which I thought was fantastic. I hope you don't mind. I had to share it because it was just so funny. I couldn't stop from laughing. And another one that they also had was Chinada, as in China and Canada. So Chinada, which, oh man, that's so funny and so clever, isn't it? I had a couple that I did come up with because where I live, we live in the mountains, and I thought of Clearview World because we get that clear view, and there's a few places here called Clearview, and Peak View is another one where you're looking out from the mountain. Mine aren't as funny as yours, but anyway, keep writing them down below. I think it's really funny if we came up with a really good term for our new world. So yeah, keep writing those down below. I think it's funny, and I'll make sure I think of a really good one as well if I can. Hopefully the guides might help me with one. I'll just see what else we get today. Now I'm getting the strings are attached. Now this is an interesting one because when I'm seeing strings, I'm seeing like a lot of strings. So you're kind of picturing like lots and lots and lots of strings, but it's kind of showing me the inside of a piano. So when you think of piano strings, you hit, I think A, B, C, and the strings sort of stretch or they're pulled down. So it's like the strings are still being controlled. So when you think of a piano or the strings of a piano, it's about kind of making music. So I'll just see where else we're going with this. Hang on. Oh, wow, this is interesting. So what they're saying to me is people, which are the people waking up, are trying to write their own music. So people are trying to write their own tune. Now, we talked about the other day, I talked about people and the government wanting people to march to the beat of their drum. Well, now people are wanting to rewrite that music. So anything to do with like music and sound also to me also connects to vibration, because when you hit like A and then you hit C, I mean, I'm not a musician, so that could be totally wrong, sorry, but this is what I'm saying. You've got the very deep notes and you've got the very high notes. Well, this is what I'm getting, that people want to rewrite the music. So you've got your music book in front of the piano and people are wanting to rewrite that music. So they're experimenting with the things that work, what sounds what. They don't want to march to the beat of somebody's drum, government and parliamentary leaders, that is regimented, as in boom, 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 boom. People don't want that. They want, well, they're sort of saying the spice of life, but people want variety. Variety is the spice of life. That's where we're getting to. So they want different sounds. They want different vibrations. And this is why they're relating it to the piano, because they're wanting to have input. They're wanting that input into their life now and creating their own music and dancing to their own beat. This is what I'm getting. And this all comes back to that vibration. They want their vibration to be lifted. Whether it be in the deep tones, whether it be in the high-pitched tones, this is about a journey, Music, if you think of music, and this is how I think of music, music can take you to a place, a feeling place, a memory. Music has a lot of impact. Look, yesterday we had that song, Don't Cry For Me, Argentina. And I don't know if any of you guys have watched it out there. I don't really know the true meaning behind the song. I must admit, I'm a little bit clueless on these things. But when the guides give me music, it's about a feeling place and creating a spark in somebody that's going to trigger a response. So when I watched that video myself and I saw her, she chose freedom and she had the suitcase and you could see she kind of turned her back in the video on things. Well, that's how we were. We had to turn our back because we knew in our gut feelings something wasn't right. And this is what I'm getting. This is why the guides always give me a lot around music. If you wonder why they do that, it's because it's about vibration. It's about feelings. It's about creating sensations in our body that are going to make us feel good or take us back to a meaningful kind of place. Like, these are things that can affect us. You know, when you're in a bit of a down mood, if you put music on and have it kind of blaring in your house, you know it can shift you into that now moment and take you back to a place where you're feeling really great. It might be you put on Mozart or something like that. It doesn't matter what your style of music. It might be hippie music as well. It doesn't matter what your music is. But this is what I'm getting, you know. This is about vibration. And now these people that are waking up are wanting to rewrite their music, and that's great because that means they're wanting to have their say, they're wanting to have a voice moving forward. They don't want to be dictated to, because I think we can say that they're pretty much waking up to what's going on when you start touching people's finances. As one of you said to me months ago, that's going to have a big impact on people. And I think we can clearly see that it is having a huge impact on people. So that's why they're giving me the strings of the piano, you know, moving up and down. And if anyone's out there a bit musical, you might be able to feed me a bit more info on that. But that's what the guides are saying to me today, that this is about vibration. And the piano is just a classic symbol of vibration. You know, you can get someone on there that can't play at all, and it's like dong, dong, ding, dong, and it's all, yeah, sounds terrible. But if you get someone who can actually fluently play the piano, it's just beautiful sound, and it can be very soothing. But it's a vibration that flows. You know, when somebody can play piano, it flows. You know, you even think of, for example, I had the song Sky Full of Stars with Coldplay. Now, he's absolutely brilliant at the piano. And there's someone who can actually produce a tune that moves people. So this is what I'm getting. People want their lives to move in the way and the direction they want to take them. And that's why I'm being shown the piano today. I'll just see what else we get today, but that's about the people waking up. We're already the hippies outside, as we know, outside the tunnel. And these are for the people that are still have their mouth sewn up. Oh, God. So maybe they're trying to get it out through music and through vibration. And through, because they can still hear, just because they can't talk. They can still make themselves feel good through music. I'll just see what else we get today. Oh no. Oh no. China wants to be the capital. We know, I think for anyone watching my videos, we know China wants to be the capital of the world, of the globe. Oh no. They are real dictators. They have this insatiable thirst for control. It has big meaning to them. But the guides are also saying that China is not bulletproof. So they can be knocked down and destroyed at any time if people were willing. China, they're saying, and this is, I'm not putting all Chinese people in this category. I'm sort of talking more about parliamentary leaders and government. But they're saying that China can be a very cold, harsh place. And this is in parliament. This was when it comes to decision making. This is because they don't put the people first. They put their ruling elites first, which we know is happening everywhere. But China is very known for it. Their priorities are of most importance, not the little people. The little people are secondary. So as long as all the elites and the wealth is being taken care of, the wealth and power rather, everything's kind of going okay. It's kosher. Everything's going to plan. So I'm definitely getting that a lot of this centralization is definitely around China, which most of us know. If you're watching my video, I know that you guys know that. So China is trying to like creep out, but it's not creeping out like I always talk about us being the blob movement. For anyone who watches my videos, I always describe us as that big sticky blob that people keep attaching to, and we're growing in size and we're moving forward and making inroads. But when I hear about China, when they're showing me China, it's showing me more like a really gunky slime. So it's like real slimy and it's really flat and it's kind of just creeping over things like a toxic poison. And it's just so, it's showing me like that real dark green with like horrible old slimy grubs and worms in it, and it's just like eating things up, like a real negative energy and a negative force. You know, I told you the other week about they've had a lot of input with a lot of the small islands around Australia, and I know it's been happening where you guys are probably as well, but they're slowly creeping, and it's just this horrible entity. They're showing me this just really slimy, and it's showing me like it's a suffocating energy as well. So it's like snuffing people out along the way. And that's what I'm getting about this China being the capital. They're trying to snuff people out in their process of taking over all the islands. You know, they've got connections with Fiji, they've got connections with Solomon Islands. There's just a lot going on now. China's kind of not hiding these things anymore. They're quite destructive, and they're on a roll at the moment. But the guys are saying they're not bulletproof, that they can be stopped in their tracks at any time. And that's why it's very important we all get our votes right. Do your research on those things and make sure you're getting those ballot papers right. Don't do a donkey vote or a dud vote. Make your vote really count. Like, it's really important to stopping these insane dictators taking over the world, not our world. Which we still got to come up with. Oh, I love Fringe World. I think that's just hilarious. I'm still laughing at that. Gave me such a gut laugh. All I could see was Trudeau's face, just like, Fringe World. Taking over, growing. Taking over China. Oh my gosh. At least we have a laugh on here, don't we? That's so important that we laugh all the time, us hippies. I'll see if there's any final messages today that come through. God, they're still giving me China. China rules all their capitals now. Like, it's just a complete dictatorship over there. I don't know. I don't think anyone's really been travelling to China of late, have they? It used to be a great destination to visit. But I'm thinking you'd have to go to the rural areas to have a nice calming holiday there. It's really out of control now. That's what I'm definitely getting for China. I'll just see if there's any final messages today. Well, this is positive. I'm getting watch the power of the masses. So what they're saying to me is that these people who are waking up are forming groups, and they're massive groups, and they're going to take a real stronghold moving forward. It's saying they're not powerless. They're starting to regain their power and their traction to sort of try and get their life back, because they can see that government is kind of winning, and they don't like it. They don't want it. And I think you might find that things might start going to extreme. You might start to see there might be more pushback. There might be more protests. There might be more people standing up. They're showing me some like class action suits. So this might be around that. Like I said the other day, the legalities are starting to come out because these mandates have been and coercion and forcing people, and saying that these medications and jabs were safe when in fact they weren't, and we had all the information hidden, and people weren't being able to make an informed decision, and they weren't given a choice. These are the things that are coming out, and these are the things that might cause that real pushback in people now. Not us, because we're over there, but this is the people who are wanting to stand up against government now, and they're starting to see the truths, because the truths are coming out. They are coming out. You have to just have patience and trust. Like I said, it's a process. We don't click our fingers and everybody sees the truth and knows what's going on, because it's a waking up process. I'll just see what the final message is today. This is for you guys watching my video. The guides are saying don't feel deprived of anything. There's nothing that you're deprived of. They're sort of saying that everything that's in front of you is what you need in your life right now to be a whole and happy person. And that's where you're meant to be. Building your strength, building your courage, building your connections. Like I said, we're building our connections and we're joining the dots on the truth map, because that's still spreading out. The truth is still coming and we're still joining the dots ourselves. This journey is not finished yet, and that's the message that the guides are giving me. Just to have really good patience. And they're saying kind of trust your resolve. Like you've got, like there's a lot of hidden meaning in a lot of the things that are coming out. And people that don't see it don't get it, but we get it. We can get it. And that's the message I'm going to leave you with today, is the guides know that you can get it. So keep doing your truth map, keep spreading out the truths, and you know that could come back to as well, planting those seeds again. But you know that's our journey. Our journey is to help others as well to wake up and to guide them, you know, in a subtle way. And I always talk about that, having that humility, having that great humility, and not being a know-it-all, and just, you know, just sort of saying, yeah, I thought that was the case, or just being really subtle in your reactions. You don't have to go, yeah, I knew that like a year ago, and you don't have to do that. You can just go, yeah, I thought that was very strange, because they need to work it out for themselves. You know, we can drop the little seeds and droplets of information, but they're the ones at the end of the day that have to do the researching and that. And look, as in the piano analogy, they are starting to want to change their vibration, because they're wanting to rewrite their own music. So I'm going to leave you with that today. That's a lot of information to work out. Go and hang on to the, maybe it's called hippie world, or what was that big thing, Woodstock world, something like that. But we found our little place of inner peace. So I'm going to leave you with that today, and I'll say goodbye from Australia. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell notification, hit the like buttons, and comment down below. I love hearing from you guys. It's great. We all have a good laugh and a chat, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care, everybody. Have a great day. Bye.